Hey guys, check it out. Issue 8 of Build the Ghostbuster Ecto-1. This here, it's gonna be great, because guess what we get to go back into? We get to add some really cool parts to our vehicle. I know the picture here on this cover, it shows the dashboard inside the car. The only thing is, well, we're not touching the dashboard of the car. They're just giving you a little heads up of what's coming in the near future. However, this book does cover some really cool stuff. So what we're going to be covering in today's book is all this. We have stage 23, okay? So we're going to be working on the back of the vehicle. And then we're going all the way back to the front here in stage 24. Looks like we're going to be working on the radiator and the wheel wells. And then we're going to go further into the front and the engine compartment area, and we're going to start connecting the radiator to its braces and everything. And then it looks like here we're going to be putting in the oil reservoir. We're going to be putting in a battery base. We're going to be putting in the battery terminals, the battery itself. So this is going to be pretty interesting video today, folks, because you get to see how all that stuff is. And of course, since this is a 1959, I mean, wow. So without further ado, I think we should just close up the book real quick. I'll prep everything up, and then we'll go right to the bench and start putting this stuff together. Hey guys, so here it is. Check it out. This is all the pieces for stage 23. We've got a shock absorbers that we're going to put in, the wheel well, the base for the frame there, okay, and then we have a little place here, the bracket, which is going to hold our shock absorbers. So without further ado, I think we should just start building this up. All right, so without further ado, here we go. Got two shock absorbers. We have our bracket. Okay, so we have 23D, 23E, and 23E again. They're both the same, okay? They both have an angle to them and everything. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take my AP screws and I'm going to be screwing them in to right here. So these two are going to get placed in. Once they're placed in, this part is done, and then we start connecting it to the piece over here. So without further ado, let me get it cracking on that. All right, and there it is. All this is completed, and we're good to go. So now our next step is to go to step 2, which we're going to attach this to the frame using JP screws. All right, so now I have my JP screws, and I'm going to attach it. It's going to go here and here, and then these pieces here just slide right on in. So if you're forgetting on how it gets placed in and you're not sure, don't worry, because there's a little piece right here which then goes right into here, and that tells you that you placed it in the right direction. Because if you do it any other way, it's not going to fit in. I mean, it's kind of the way things go. All right, so I'm just going to line it right up. You're gonna hear it kind of click into place. Once it does that, this is where I have to flip it upside down and screw from the other side. So I'm gonna go to the other side of this. I'm gonna screw it in, and then I'll come back and show you it all completed. And there it is, all completed. So step 2 is now complete. So now, what do we have to do? Well, you might ask yourself, this is where we're gonna be a little careful, okay? Because we have these already placed in, and they are kind of fragile and a little flimsy at this point. So our next thing is to fit in the fenders, or fender liners. So we're going to be on this side mainly for this side, and then we're going to be on this side, and then after that we go on to step 4. So because step 3 is like this, I'm not a big fan of letting it lay on its side. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to do one fender at a time. I'm going to put them on, and I'll be using DM screws for here, here, and here. And then I'm going to do the same thing on this side for DM screws on this side, this, and this. And then these fenders will fit right into place, and we'll be able to rock and roll with that. So real quick, just so you guys all know, inside on these things, it'll tell you left side and right side. I'm gonna let you know, no matter what you try, it's not gonna fit a right one on this side or this side. So just make sure, you know, your right side and your left side, they're gonna go in the right spots. You'll figure it out if you make a mistake, but don't worry. So my next step now, I'm kind of bracing it up so that way the pressure is not on my pieces I just added on there, the shock absorbers. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to start put my hand underneath here, and I'm going to screw in all these DM screws. It's a 6 total. All right, ladies and gentlemen, check it out. The wheel wells are in, and boy, do they look good. I mean, wow, this is nice. I mean, I have like a little bit of a gap in here, but I think once it gets dark and it closes it off, you don't really see it. But other than that, this came out very beautiful. So I don't know why I said beautiful. Well, anyway, you know, it looks good. It looks good. So our next piece, all right, our next step, looking forward now, is we're going to be taking some LM screws, and we're going to put 6 of them right here, and we're going to be attaching it to the other half of the vehicle, because this is the back half. So we're going to be attaching this. So hang in there, folks. I'm going to go grab the car's bottom, and well, that sounded goofy, right? So I'm just going to grab the rest of the car, and I'm going to bring it back, and then I'm going to get some 3M screws prepped and ready, and we're going to attach the rest of the car to this. Like I said, guys, this car is pretty big. It is very big. So I'm just going to tell you right now, once I attach this, I mean, it's practically not gonna fit anymore on our thing. But I do have a really cool thing here I'm gonna try out, and I think we'll be okay. But other than that, this piece will get added on. All right, so the way it gets added on is I'm just gonna go like this, and then I have to add it on. But the weight of this car, and then these shock absorbers in the way, it's a bit of a pain. And then we also will be adding this back into play, where it'll line right up and get right in there. So it'll be kind of like this, and or I'm sorry, it's going to be a little bit like this. So that way it goes into the rest of the car, because it's underneath here. So basically this is going to be, if you looked at it this way, it's going to go like that. So I think it's best if I just show you how I'm going to do this after it's been done, because then everything I'm telling you kind of matches. Unless you're following along at home and you got the book in front of you, then you'll know exactly what I'm talking about, and you'll just keep trucking along. But if you decide not to use the book and just follow what I'm doing, then it's going to be better that you just see it when I'm done. So without further ado, I'm going to flip this car over very safely, and then attach everything. Okay, so I brought these vehicle jacks in that I got from a previous model. They're kind of cool. They tell you how high and everything, and they kind of hold everything in place for this half. So I'm going to use these jacks, attempt to screw these in, and then when I flip it over, I'll use the same jacks, so that way we don't damage any of the engine compartment stuff. I've already seen some people damage this, and I'm not about to damage that. Alright, so all 6 of the LM screws are in. So now it's time for me to flip it over using our jacks, and then I will be placing in our little rear chassis piece here, or as some might call it, the A-frame, because it just goes all the way along the bottom of the car. So we're going to be just attaching it right here, and as you can see, there's already an outline, so we're just going to attach it here, and everything else should be right as rain. Okay, so all of them are here. We're going to put some CM screws here, 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 here. Then we're going to come up onto the chassis, place them here and here, and then another one here and here, and then 2 last ones will go up into these 2 places, and that should secure our entire chassis to the bottom of the vehicle. And once all that's done, I'll show you how it looks on this side, and then I'm going to flip it over and show you how it looks on the back side. Alright, ladies and gentlemen, check this out. All 10 have been placed in. Everything is snug. Looks pretty good. My jacks held everything up. Oh, I might have to make a change right here. Hold on. I think it looks like one screw's a little higher than the other. So just gonna, I guess I might have went too fast on that. Okay, yeah, that looks fine. Now it's nice and smooth underneath. Outstanding. So the next thing is I'm gonna move these jacks off, which are very handy. Too bad that they didn't come up with one of these. But once you're done, then you just flip it over and you're gonna be able to see the bottom half of this. And I think it came out really nice. It's really crisp and clean and clear. However, the shock absorbers, you're gonna have to move them a little bit just to get the chassis on. I had to. I just put them at a 90-degree angle and I was able to get this thing on. So once everything is done and you're good to go and you're happy with it, great, all right? Because after this, you're gonna kind of wanna, you know, let these things kind of just rest right there. And when you store it in another spot, just put it on some jacks because you don't wanna ruin those. Because this is quite a lot of weight. So I'm probably just gonna, you know, use my jacks to hold it up just at the current time. And then once that's done, then we'll move on to the next adventure here. So without further ado, that is stage 23 and it is all done, folks. So we're gonna move on to stage 24. Okay, so here we are with stage 24. With this stage, I just want to point it out that this car is big. So, you know, so what's going to happen is I have some of it leading off the table, but I do have my two other jacks that I've been using here, these little model jacks, which I got from a previous model that Eagle Moss had called the Willys Jeep. So I'm just reusing this because this is kind of cool. So right now it's holding up the back end of my vehicle. However, that's why everything's working on this side of your screen instead of here in the dead center. But I'm going to adjust that. But for now, what we're going to be doing is we're going to be putting in the fender liner for the front. We're going to put on this side, and then we're going to put on the one for this side. Once we're done that, then it's asking us to start build the radiator and start building all that up. So that'll be pretty cool once all that's built up. So for now, we're just gonna focus on this section and this section for this stage. And then we'll later on work on putting the radiator together, which will then get placed right into this area here. So without further ado, let's get those fenders out and put it on the vehicle. Okay, so I just wanted to really quickly show you what the fender looks like. This one, however, is the one that will be going on this side. And this is the fender that we'll be placing on this side, of course. So basically this looks pretty nice, looks pretty cool. All right, I ain't gonna lie. Very impressed with that. So it's gonna basically just fit right on top here, okay, and it'll go right into place. And then we'll put this fender on, and I just kind of wanted to do it this way so that way I could kind of see what we're working with. So that's not too bad. I think that's gonna look really nice. There's some cables and stuff that I'm going to have to move those out the way. But what I'm gonna do for now is I'm just gonna kind of take these back off again. I'm gonna grab my DM screws. I'll come back and you guys will see this all together. It does say that we will be using some NM screws and a CM screws, and those are gonna be down here in this back area. So you'll have a CM screw coming in on this side right here, and then a NM screw going here. But you'll see all that once I'm done putting all this back in. I just don't want to bore you guys with watching me with a screwdriver, you know, because I think it takes away how the vehicle looks while I'm doing it. So other than that, without further ado, let's put these fenders on and come right back. Okay, so quick update. This is everything screwed in on this side. So I put the DM screw here, another DM screw here, then I put the NM screw right here, and I put a CM screw right here, and that pretty much secured it all in place. Now it did lock into place once I started putting it on, so that was pretty cool. Made it easier for me to just screw the screws in, and just mindful that when you do this, there is some spring tension when you start tightening in and going in, but if you have that oil that everybody gets, which I'm trying not to use it, but if it comes down to the point where I think I need to, then I'll order some. But I don't think it's necessary because it doesn't say to add any oil. It's just probably some preference out there. But a lot of people that build these particular models, they use this oil, and it helps. But I don't know. I think it kind of takes away the enjoyment of this because, you know, I got smaller hands. So, I don't know why I said I have smaller hands. That's ridiculous. But anyway, we'll digress from that. I'm gonna go put the other side on, and then I'll come back. We'll see this whole thing done, so we can move on to the radiator. Be right back, folks. All right, folks. So now we have everything completed for this half of stage 24. So I'm pretty excited. As you can see, probably it does kind of cover the wheel pretty well. I'm gonna take it off the jacks real quick and let you guys see like a little side profile. I think that came out really nice. So, and it's the same way on the other side. So that's really cool. So we'll just do a quick little turn here so you guys can see that it is the same on the other side. All right. Like I said, it is a big model, folks. So there it is on the other side. All right. So that's our whole thing for stage 24 here. I'm gonna let you see real quick how it looks from that angle. And now we're gonna move on to step 3 of stage 24, where we'll be placing, well, we won't be placing, but we will be building the radiator, which then gets placed right in this area. So without further ado, let's go and get those parts for the radiator and start building that up. All right, guys, and here we are. We have our radiator. I think it looks really nice. So without further ado, I'm gonna grab my screwdriver and everything, and we're gonna put it all together. So here we go. This is gonna be the top half. All right, we also have our cap, which is right here. So that's really nifty. Okay. I don't know why they put the cap in there. It's supposed to be right here. However, there's the cap. There's our cable. That cable is going to run along the side. Then it's going to attach to something else. So without further ado, I'm going to grab my HP screws and a couple of DP screws. But our first thing that we got to do is we're going to use DP screws to attach 24C and 24E together, and that's these two pieces. What they want us to do is it's not going to come down here because it's already there. So we're going to take this and we're going to be adding it on, and it's going to go right on just like this. So once again, I am going to let you know there are holes there, and those holes are to make sure that you line this up in the right place. That way you can screw it in with no issues. Just remember, the side with the hole is the side that has to go on this way. So when you put it in, it's just going to attach, and it's going to go right into those little slots and everything. And then I'm going to put the DP screws in, and then we'll come back and attach the other piece, or the other side of the radiator, with HP screws. And of course, you know, we're going to need 6 because you can see that here. And there's all that, all connected with the DP screws. So our next phase is to grab our other item here, which here, this is item 24F, and we're going to take 24F, put it on top of this to close it all up, and then later on we'll come back and we'll do step 4. So there it is, all completed, good to go. Look at that. I think it looks really nice on this side, and then you come on this side. I I think it looks really nice. Obviously, this side is going to be the one facing out, and this side will be the one facing towards the engine. So that shouldn't be too bad. We also have next for step 4, okay, of stage 24, is we're going to be putting on the radiator cap, which will go right here. And then after that, there's a hose that get attached to the cap, which then will be coming down the side. So basically, we're going to be attaching the part item number 24D and 24G. And then once we have all that done, then the radiator is done and the other half of the car is done. So without further ado, I'll go put those items on. And it's real simple. It's just a couple items anyway. So what it is it's lined up, has a little hole there, and then it has a little benchmark in it, so that way you know to line it up with this. So that way it's perfectly lined up. So you just place it in there. It slides right into place, okay? It's no twisty turny, no nothing, just plop it into place. Real simple there, right? And then we have this, as we all know, the pain in the neck cables, which so far we've only had to trim maybe 1 or 2, okay? But this one I don't think we're gonna be trimming it. But you just take this and you're gonna have to like wiggle it in. This is the easy part. The tough part will probably be when we have to take this half and attach it to something that's already inside the engine. Hopefully it's not, but we'll see, because like I said, it's our first time building a 1959 Cadillac here. So what we're gonna do is pretty much say that that is it for today. I'm gonna keep this cable going through here, just so that way it's easier and I don't have to worry about this thing, you know, flying off on the wheel. But for that, that's it for stage 24. So our next option is to go to the next stage. So let me go take a peek and I'll come right back. Okay, so here we are. We have now stage 25. This right here, this stage is gonna be phenomenal, because guess what we get to do? We're gonna build the assembly of the radiator beam, okay? And then we're going to be doing in this stage, we're also going to be doing the junction box and fitting the walls, which is here. So you'll have your little bar here that's going to come across. These are going to attach. You got your other ones, the little beams. So there's a lot going on here, but we're going to guide you through this step by step. So right now we're going to just go on with step 1. And step 1 is assembly of the radiator beam. So the parts that they're asking for are this one, which is actually made out of metal. That's kind of heavy. All right, and then we're going to take 25B and another 25B, and then we have to get some DM screws. So we're gonna put some DM screws, and what we're gonna do is we're going to pretty much put the DM screws. One of them is going to go here, and then another one is going to go right here. So yeah, here and here are where the DM screws are going to go, and these beams are going to go right in these little slots. So, and they have little ticks, so that way you know exactly how they're going to go and such. So you know you can't mess it up. It's already lined up for you. So I'm going to get those DM screws, place them inside here, and come right back to you guys. Okay, so there's the DM screws all placed into its nice little home. Our next one for step 2 is building the junction box. So I'll get those parts and come right back to you. Okay, so what we're gonna do is we're gonna take our junction box and we're gonna kind of build it. We have our parts 25I and 25J. Okay, and so the way this lines up is it's got a little thing so you know which way is the right way. So you take the male end here, put it in the female end, or you know whatever, You know, for the love of God, I don't know why I had to think of that. Anyway, so you put these in here and you put it together, and then the HP screw, okay, which is right here. I've already pre-prepped it, and you just put it right here, bam, and you screw it right in. Just remember, you know, it's going into plastic, so don't go too tight. Just go tight enough, all right? Just enough so there's no wiggles. You don't want any wiggles, all right? And then our next step for this is that we bring back our little thing, and there's 2 slots right here, and these are gonna go right in with those. Okay, they're gonna line right up. Okay, and once they line right up, there's no blips or nothing, but they just kind of slide right in just like that. And then you're going to take the EM screws, which I also have those ready to go, and you're gonna take the EM screw here, and we're gonna place 1 EM screw in just to kind of get it lined up. Okay, there it is. Okay, a couple turns, you know, not 2 turns, but more like, you know, 3 or 4, whatever you feel. There's no number in there, just, you know. Then once this one's in, I tend to just, you know, screw it all the way in because it's already set up. So you get it in there nice and snug, and now you got the other side. So we're gonna take this side, put it in. All right, like I said, this is going into metal, so you can be a little tough, but you don't want to be too tough because this is plastic, and if you put the screw in too much, then it'll bend the plastic, you know. So there it is, and our junction box is now placed inside. So I'm gonna assume that it's gonna be this side up once everything's all done and said. However, we're gonna go over now and we're gonna do the step 3, which is step 3 here is these pieces, okay, and these are gonna be our walls for the fitting walls. Basically, it's gonna be kind of, you're gonna see it, it's gonna hold the radiator in. So without further ado, I'm gonna go grab us some DM screws and take off with doing step 3 here behind the cameras. These pieces, however, will be lining up, and when they line up, they practically just kind of, they're gonna line up just like this, and then you're gonna take one and the other, and they're just gonna, you know, line right up with these 2 holes here. And one of them, you'll know which side it goes on because it's gonna have an indent for this, so just know that that's the right side. And then this is the other side. You're gonna place these 2 in with some DM screws. So without further ado, I'm just gonna go grab some DM screws and come on back and show you it all done. And there it is, folks. Step 3 of stage 25. It's all done. So that's pretty cool. So yeah, so look at that. Came out really stunning. I mean, I kind of like the way it looks. If this is on the inside, wow, what a bummer. If this is on the other side, still kind of like, wow, what a bummer. But hey, we're building, and we're gonna see how this goes and see how everything unfolds. However, I'm gonna turn the page on here because we still have more to do. So we're gonna be going over to step 5. So I'm gonna take my little playbook here, and we're gonna turn the page. So we got step 4, which basically step 4 is assembling the fitting. Oh, assembling and fitting the horns. I'm sorry, I was like, wow, fitting horn. That didn't sound right. So yeah. So our next step is going to be assembling the fitting of the horns. So it'd be kind of cool if the noise of the horn came out through this piece that we're adding on, but I'm just going to say it probably don't. It probably don't. It's going to come out of the sound box that's in the bottom of the frame. It's kind of a bummer, but that's okay. Hey, whatever. It is what it is. Cuckoo. Let's go get those parts and start building step 4. All right, so we have it all together here. So basically, it's 2 pieces here, and then you got these pieces here. So for figure A, and then it goes into figure B where we attach it to to the side here. And when we attach it, we're going to be attaching it, it's saying that we're attaching it right here onto this frame, and then we're going to attach another piece which goes like right underneath. So this one will go right underneath. So what we're going to do is that's figure D is where we put this in. So figure C is we're going to grab this one, then we're going to grab this piece here. So 25 Echo and 25 Foxtrot or 25F, and then we have 25G, okay, and then an HP screw, which I've already put some down here. We're gonna need 4 total to do this whole process for this stage, so I've put all 4 already out, ready to go. So without further ado, I'm gonna put these pieces together, and then I will show you figure B, where we then attach it to here. There it is, it's mounted on. So now we just have these 3 left and 2 HP screws, so we can put this together, and then later on we'll put it on to the mounting. However, like I said earlier, there's like a little lip in there, so you'll be able to see the little lip there. That's going to help you to put it inside that little hole of part 25F, and then you'll take the HP screw and then put it through the hole there. So without further ado, I'm going to put this together and then place it on top of here, and I'll come back and show you it all completed. Okay, so there it is. We have it all done right now for step 4. So that's pretty cool. Now we have to go to step 5. And step 5, we got to bring back our radiator, and we're going to be placing or fitting the radiator onto this beam. So pretty much we're going to be placing the radiator on this side. We're going to screw it in with some DP screws. So I'll go ahead, get 4 DP screws and our radiator, come back, and we'll put it together. Right, so we have our radiator back, and so what we're going to do is, it says here on step 5, it just shows it where the radiator is already attached. So we're just going to place it into place here, which is kind of interesting. Oh, I'm sorry, wrong way. Alright, wrong way. Apparently the cap does not go towards this side. So, yep, my bad. Just trying to get ahead of myself. So this just kind of fits right into place here. There's nothing for it to attach to. So I'm just going to kind of line it up with the 2 that are on this side. So I'm going to put these 2 screws in first, and then I'll come back over here and put these 2 screws in. However, you're going to see some other screws down here, like screw holes. I have no clue what they're for. No clue. I think that's why, like, they just put 4 here. But there's only really a couple slots here. So I'm just gonna kind of put these 2 in line, and then put them in line with these 2, and I think we'll be all set. So I've got the DP screws right down here. I'm gonna take these, put them on here, and come right back to you to show it all completed. Okay, so what I did is I put it all together. It was a little bit of a pain, but there is a little lip here, a little thing that sticks up, which then puts it inside the hole that you'll see. Made it a whole lot easier to really put this piece on. So our next phase now, of course, is to attach it to its home, which there's a little spot here, and then there's a little piece sticking out. That little piece sticking out places it into place, and then you take an HP screw and we mount it on there. There it is, all completed. Wow, that came out really nice. That came out really nice, and I'm pretty excited about that. So that's pretty cool. So we still have our cable. All right, I had to loosen it out, but it still comes out straight. It still says it has to come down this way. We'll figure that out when we get there. We still have our spare spare cable here. Don't worry, apparently in step 6 we're attaching it, but we're attaching it to the generator, and this cable attaches to the generator and then just hangs out there, just floats in the wind. So I'm assuming that when we attach it, it's going to go from the generator to probably here or something. I don't know. So what we're going to do is I'm just going to go back to that engine. I'm going to put this part on there. And since the car is kind of big, I'm not going to bring it back because, you know, that's just kind of crazy. But in this book, it gives you a really nice picture of how it's going to look. So once I get all that in there and everything, it's gonna look just like that. It's just gonna hang out there, you know, and whatnot. But here's all the parts that we've had completed. Okay, so now you guys can see all that. So other than that, that is it for now on stage 25. So we're gonna move on to stage 26. So I will be back with all the parts for stage 26. Okay, here we are, guys. We are back with stage 26. Stage 26, we have all these parts. We have our screws, and we have all the other parts that we're going to be doing. What we're going to be focusing on stage 6 is the control box, the battery, and oil reservoir. And that will get attached here to our frame that we built for the radiator. So that's going to be interesting to place that on. And then I guess one other item will go back on to the engine compartment on the main vehicle. So we will have to bring that back, but that's in step 3. For now, step 1, okay, is asking us to grab 26A, okay, and then we are to grab 26B, okay, and then after we grab those two pieces, we need 2 DP screws to just basically put them in here, because these 2 pieces are going to come and connect. Once they connect, the DP screws will be here and here, and then later on we then have to attach this to our frame that's over here. So without further ado, I'm going to grab those DP screws, put this sucker together, and then I'll get some IP screws on the side, so that way we can attach it onto the frame. Alright, so now that the DP screws are in, we now have to bring back our radiator. And according to the radiator picture here, it's we fold it over and it's going to be going here above the horns, so that we installed earlier. So there's a little lip there which will then go into this hole, and then you have 2 screws lined up. I've already pre-prepped the IP screws, so I'm just going to see if I can get this, there it is, lined up. Okay, I'm going to hold it like this, and I'm going to grab some IP screws and put them in. Okay, so now the pieces are in and it looks pretty nice. You got your 2 IP screws screwed in there with a little lip there, and it holds it right into place. Looks really nice there, fellas. Looks real nice. All right, so that's pretty cool. All right, so we're gonna be moving this off to the side. We're gonna move it off camera because now we're going to do the assembly box for the battery, and that here is 26C. All right, does have some silver on there. That's pretty nifty. Okay, and then we have to get the plate, so that is going to be 26D. And then of course we're going to come back with 2 DP screws, and we're going to screw them inside these 2 right here. That way we get the battery all locked in right there, and it'll be all together just like so, and then we'll be good to go. However, there is a little lip, okay, right here, and it has to line up with this. If it doesn't line up, it's not going in. It's not gonna allow you to screw this in. So make sure that you look at that little lip, look for the little notch, and then you can attach this back on. That way it'll match the picture and everything else will be pretty good. So without further ado, I'm gonna grab the DP screws and put this thing together. And there it is. It's all completed. Everything is good to go. We have our DP screws all up inside there. So now there's these 2 little lips here, all right, that are sticking up, these little things here, and then there's some holes along the side here. These are going to be where the IP screws are going to go. And the reason why is because we got to bring this back again. And you see all these holes and everything. You see the two little ones here. That's going to hold these. And then your 3 IP screws are going to go here, here, and here. So what I'm going to do is grab some more IP screws, place this on there, put it together, come back and show you guys it all completed. There it is, ladies and gentlemen. All 3 IP screws, the 2 indents, they're all in there. That looks really nice. I'm pretty impressed with that. Looks real nice, I think so. And the whole assembly here is looking real nice. So it looks like this on the back side. Looks real nice. So now I'm gonna put this back off to the side again, and we're gonna get ready to do the fitting the oil reservoir, which then goes on top of the where the engine is. It's gonna go kind of like right in that little indent. You'll see it once I bring back the car. Kind of hesitant to bring it back because of what it looks like. So what I'm gonna do is might have to work with it off camera. I don't know, but we'll work on it. We're gonna go over here to step 3 and see what we can do, folks. Just a heads up, I put the DP screw in there. I put the 2 pieces together. It came out really nice. The good thing is you're not going to see this screw because it's going to be upside down and it's going to be faced like this. The only thing I wanted you to see was the oil cap that we're going to be putting on, because it's not silver or nothing, it's just black. And this is the oil cap, and it even says the word oil on it. So I thought that was kind of cool. So what we're going to do is we're going to take that, and since it kind of just shows the image like this, just gonna click it into place. Oh, maybe not. All right, it's a little. Okay, that's different. Oh, all right. So apparently an EP screw was supposed to go in there, so I'm gonna have to go back, folks. Little frago here, little glitch in the system, so I'm gonna take this off and then I'm gonna go back and put that in. I thought that was step 2, so that's a big mess up. All right, well anyway, that's all right because we're only human and we're gonna make mistakes along the way. I'm just glad I caught it now instead of later. Alrighty, well let's be right back as I fix this little error. Okay, so with that little error, whatnot, it's okay. It came out real nice. Now it matches the picture to as close as I could get it. I ended up thought the oil sight would be a little different, but that's fine. As long as you can see the lettering on it, doesn't matter which way you have it. It doesn't have to match the picture on the book. Here's the bottom again, all back into one place, and it's going to go inside the engine compartment, kind of just sitting like this anyway. Now, if you can see it when you open it up, hey, that's cool. As long as you can still see the word oil, then that matters. But other than that, I'm going to go back and get the car. We're going to put this into place with a DM and an EM screw. Alright, so since this is a big event with this car here, this is the item, alright, our little oil reservoir. And then what we're going to do is we're going to place it into these 2 notches here, which are here. It's just going to kind of lay right on top. Going to kind of lay right there on top. Just got to line it up right. There we go. There we go. Alright, now it's locked in there. Okay. Now that it's locked in there, I have to take an EM screw. Now the EM screw goes on to the front side here. So I'm going to start that up with a couple turns. And then I take a DM screw. And of course off camera I prepped this stuff, okay? So don't think like I'm mixing up screws here. Anyway, now that the DM is in there, I'm just going to tighten it up. Place it all in there. That's nice and snug. Alright, do a couple more turns for this one. Alright, do the little wiggle test. It's not moving. Outstanding. Outstanding. So that's stage 3. I'm going to turn the page here real quick. And we're going to see what's next. Well, I got to leave the car here, folks, because guess what? Step 4, we got to bring the radiator back again. And this time, we're going to be mounting it into the engine compartment. So it's going to go from here to here, and we're going to put everything in there. And then we're going to start putting some cables in and things like that. We're also going to be attaching this here, which came undone for some ungodly reason. I'm not sure why or how, but it came undone. So I'm going to have to go back and put this in there like this again. All right. So now that that's, there we go. There it is. It's back in there. Okay. So let me go get prepped up, ready to go, and we'll start up here on step 4. Okay, so now that we're all prepped up and ready to go for this stage, I'm going to now place inside the radiator here, okay? I'm going to place it on the inside. And the way that they show it here, it's kind of weird, but not sure, but we're going to try it. It says that we have to line it up right up inside here, somehow behind this. I don't think that's right. Hold on. Oh, reading the magazine upside down. All right, so we take this here and we're going to slide it in. Now, of course, I've already have some EM screws all prepped and ready to go. So we're just going to slide this right on down. It's got a nice little home in there. Okay. And it's kind of strange here because it wants us to connect the radiator hose and then the other radiator hose here. So I'm going to take this one out again because I know where it goes. And I have to somehow wiggle this to fit into here. So yeah, it's not going in as easy as I thought it would. So that's okay. I'm gonna figure something out. I'll come back. Okay, so now that I've done all that, I used my tweezers. I was able to get in there real quick and attach the hose at the bottom. And then the one on top, it attached real easy, and then I just placed it back inside here. Thank God there's no hose clamps, because boy, would that be a pain, right? Now the EM screws are gonna go one in this side and then one on the other side. So I'm gonna do the other side off the camera because it's a bit of a task. All right, so let me get this in there. Okay, so there's that. It's in there. Okay, and then I take the other EM screw and I'm gonna screw it in to the other side, so without damaging it. So we're just gonna come around, stick it right inside there. It'll line right up. There it is. All right, it bit, so that's good. All right, now we're just gonna screw it in. And we'll be done with step 4. So that'll be pretty interesting, right? Okay, there it is, boom. All right, wiggle test, nothing's loose. All right, outstanding, okay? So that is with the radiator in. And then there's some hose. So we're gonna grab one of our hoses, okay? And once we grab this hose, one is gonna attach right here, okay? And it's gonna be a bit of a pain. Wish they would have mentioned that before you go to this part, but if you follow these steps in order, some of it kind of is a pain. If I knew these hoses ahead of time were going in here, I wouldn't have done that. So let me put this hose in there and then attach it. Oh wait, sorry. Wrong one. Ha! Wrong freaking hose. There's the hose, right here. This is the one that comes from the generator. So we're gonna attach this one. I looked at the wrong photo. Okay, so this is a bit of a pain. I'm gonna do this off camera. Okay, so that was a bit of a hassle, but I got it in there. I used my tweezers, kind of made the cable here a little bit fatter by using the tip of my tweezers. So that's cool. I'm gonna put that tool off to the side, and we're going to prep for step 5. In step 5, we still have to keep the engine here. Holy cow, man, this is going to be crazy. All right, so first things first is we're going to be on our battery box side, and we're going to be adding a piece here. And this piece is going to go right here, and it's going to be the grounding area, I would assume, because another cable is going to go from here and attach to the battery, and then another cable is going to come from here, and then it's going to attach to back here. So this is going to be interesting, folks. This is going to be interesting. So this build is starting to get up in the weeds on some of this stuff. But if you want it accurate, this is what we got to go through, folks. Okay, so a little tidbit here. I'm going to attach our pieces, okay? Which these here are 26E, okay? 26E just kind of goes into the battery box, just like so, okay? There are little lips on the side here that make sure that you put it in the right direction, okay? And I've already pre-prepped the cables and where they're supposed to go, so that should speed up our process here. So obviously the ground wire is going to go here. So this is your grounding wire. I'm going to try to fit that in there nice and easy. Oh, so close. Well, anyway, I'll do that off camera because these hoses are so tiny. Okay, so our cables here are all set. Everything is good to go. Ladies and gentlemen, this ends stage 26. We finally made it, folks. Now look, the cable goes here, another cable goes here. It looks good. We still have our loose cable here. All right, we've got all of our hoses, our radiators in place. This is looking great. I'm gonna let y'all know that since we've now made it to video 8, there will be some behind the scenes. Give you some guys some close-ups of this and let you kind of see how everything is starting to look. I'll have the camera moving around. You get a chance to see everything, and I think you guys will enjoy that. However, for now, I'm just going to show it to you this way, but I mean, goodness gracious, I got a lot of trash to take out today, because this one, holy moly, it almost filled up my little bin here in the den. So you know, what a pain, right? But hey, that's okay. Keeps my garbage guy happy, because that's more stuff. However, I do want to say, you know, I appreciate every time you guys click on these videos and watch these. And I have a great pleasure in showing you guys how I'm building this model. Because the last model I made, it was a Jeep Willys, and I was hesitant to make the video to show you guys how I did it. But I did all 89 stages of it, and it came out real nice. Maybe one of these days I'll show you the video of it, and you can go online and kind of find out where it is. It used to be Eagle Moss. I don't know who took it over now. I never got a chance to get to the trailer or anything, or the howitzer that came with it. So if I ever find that thing, I want to order from where I stopped at. So if you know, just leave it in the comments below if you know exactly how I can go about doing that to get the Willys Jeep that Eagle Moss used to do. And if you know the company that has it now, that'd be great. But back on task, as you know, someone else used to tell me back in the day, task at hand. This is everything that we've done thus far with this area here. We've placed our radiator, and I'm very excited about that, because this is really starting to look a lot like a vehicle. You know, it's not just a bunch of random pieces. So without further ado, I appreciate it. Thank you very much. But this concludes stage 26. All right, so in closing, guys, this was issue 8, which means we have made another benchmark, and another video will be coming out. As I've stated before, we do like little behind the scenes. So, and the behind the scenes are basically where we take a look inside this book and we start showing you stuff that wasn't covered in the videos, because they start talking about stuff. So but I do want to let you guys know that the next video here, we're going to do another deep dive into building this model. So here's issue 9. It's going to be coming out, and that'll be our next video. Hopefully I can have it to you here shortly. But if I can't get it out to you, then it might be like a week. I'm trying to give you guys new videos every week, but I can't control when these things come in. So if you do this from home and you're doing this with like Fanhome and everything, and you just started, don't worry. You're only going to get these issues once a month. Only once a month. I collected all these because I was trying to wait till I got to the halfway marker, and then Eagle Moss, took a dump. Basically, they just liquidated, or whatever the British people were saying over there that they were saying. And I don't want to get too much into it, because then it really made me think like, hey, I put a lot of money and I invested a lot of stuff into doing this, and I was actually, I was at that point, I was already a little over halfway through, and so I stopped all plans of making these videos and just had these things stored away. So they've been stored away for a while. That's why a lot of these are still saying, Hero Collector, and they're still showing the Eagle Moss. But task at hand, of course, this is the next video. It will be coming out next week. So instead of taking 2.5 years to build this model, this channel is going to be able to do it in less time than that, because we already have all the parts. So we're going to try to do an issue each week, and we're still doing that with our other models because I've been building them up since then. So that way we could do once a week. And then we're also going to be doing some other things if you're interested, and that is going to be some plastic models. And that's where we start bringing in the paint aspects. We're going to start getting into all that stuff, and a lot of that's being pre-worked up. I'm starting to get a little workbench area that's going to allow me to do all the painting. It's also wintertime here, so it's kind of slowed things down a little bit, but that's okay. I'm still trying to get you what you need, and get you a little interesting videos here. Hopefully everything goes good, and we can get everything on par within, maybe after the holidays. So, and of course, if you're watching this past Christmas or past November, I'm just letting you know, put in a timestamp there, so don't be thinking like you're behind the power curve because you tuned in late. These videos, like I said, they come out when they come out, and you can always go back and watch them, and that's what this is for. So if you have any questions, or even if you're dealing with this on your own and you just don't want to be bothered by nobody, or you don't want to videotape it and show somebody how you're building it, I'm here for you. That's why we're here at the Thompson Model Shop. This is it's a veteran-owned, veteran-ran channel, so it's kind of like bring it down to the point, maybe a little bit of humor and whatnot. So what I'm going to do here is just let you know this is what's coming, and this is everything that we've done thus far for this channel, for this video. So without further ado, if you like what you've seen so far, please, hit the like button. Also, hit share if you want to show this to somebody. Also, I appreciate it if you subscribe. That way, every time a new video comes out, you guys are on par and you're ready to go, and you don't have to like go back onto Google and look it up and try to see if you can find me again. Because if you subscribe, then you get all the alerts and everything, so you'll know when either one of these models come out or one of my other ones come out. So we just hope you enjoy the videos. If you do, feel free to put it at the end of this one, or you can save them for our behind the scenes videos. You can give me little tidbits there. I do allow the comments in there. I listen to everything, I look at everything. I don't get too bent around the axle and all that stuff. So pretty thick skin. So other than that, thank you very much for watching, and for all you guys out there, you keep on modeling. And every time you want to see some new models coming out or something else, go ahead, stop on by here. Maybe we got it for you, or we have it in the chute ready to go. But thanks again for watching the Thompson Model Shop, and for watching Build the Ecto-1 as we go on our wild journey of building this exceptionally great car. And hope to see you again here on the channel. And you guys have a great time. Enjoy.